So let's take a look at the curtal sonnet. What is this curtal sonnet? The poet, the Victorian poet G.M. Hopkins, Gerard Manley Hopkins, is associated with the curtal sonnet, and three of his sonnets are illustrations of the curtal sonnet: Pied Beauty, Peace, and Ash Boughs. These three sonnets of Hopkins are known as curtal sonnets. They are illustrations of the curtal sonnet. So, what exactly is the curtal sonnet? Curtal is a shortened form of the word curtail, which in English means to cut short. To curtail means to cut short, to reduce. So the curtal sonnet is a sonnet which will not be the exact size of the typical sonnet. Now the typical sonnet has 14 lines and the curtal sonnet has 10.5 lines. So Hopkins insisted that this is a sonnet, this is a curtal sonnet, and he even gives a mathematical explanation for why the curtal sonnet has 10.5 lines. He says 12 divided by 2 plus 9 divided by 2, so 12 divided by 2, 6. 9 divided by 2, 4.5. So 6 plus 4.5 is equal to 10.5, and that is why Hopkins insisted that his curtal sonnet has 10.5 lines and not 11 lines. Now that half at the end is like a small tail piece. So it is 6 and 4.5. How did he arrive at that mathematical calculation of 12 divided by 2 and 9 divided by 2? Perhaps what he did was this. He took the octave of the traditional Petrarchan sonnet, and an octave is 8 lines, and he made it 1.5 times its length. So if 8 is the length of the octave, then 1.5 times that length would be 12. So he took 12 divided by 2, 6. Then he took the sestet, 6 lines, and again he took 1.5 times its length. So if 6 is the length of the sestet, 1.5 times its length is 9. 9 divided by 2 gives you 4.5. So 6 plus 4.5 is equal to 10.5, and this is why it has 10.5 lines. That half line is actually a very, very short part. Sometimes a word or 2 words or something, very short. It's a tail piece. So this is what a curtal sonnet is all about.